The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Cash. Los Angeles.
Rock and roll. My money.
When will they stop?
Well, now.
Long Beach, clear skies.
And now, on with the show.
And good weekend to you. This is Danny Lemos here. Mornings on the Beach is where you've landed, right here on KLBP. My other co-host, Mike Stark, is somewhere off the coast of Spain. I believe he's on a pirate ship, and we actually don't have the ransom money, so sorry about that. No, he's on a cruise. He'll be back next week. We'll hear all about it. In the meantime, along with us,
I'm Melanie Ray, and we're going to meet a local storyteller and an MC who tells the truth on stage over and over.
Ooh, that's great. That's all coming up on the show today. First, how was your week? We went to war, so there was that.
There was that.
Yeah, it feels weird because technically, when we bomb another country, it's an act of war.
Yes.
Right. In this case, I don't know how they're playing that, but apparently the president issued the orders and they bombed targets in Iran.
Well, initially they said it was totally obliterated, and now it's kind of walked back to we messed some stuff up. It'll take them a couple weeks to recover.
Since the last time we went to war with Iraq, I don't believe anything the government says about
Absolutely
military. They're not telling you the truth no matter what.
Yeah, don't even listen.
So, and we know that this president that's not exactly his forte, truth. So whatever he believes, let him believe what he believes. But in the meantime, I've been practicing those duck and cover drills.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Remember those? And, has the thought crossed your mind, like, let's provoke them. They've got nuclear weapons, then boom. And they're telling the country one thing. Our very experienced intelligence officers in the military are telling us an entirely different thing.
Right.
Which would you go with? Put your money on the military. I would anyway.
Yeah, but even them are not 100%.
No. And of course, they're out defending all of this. Our wonderful Secretary of Defense.
Is that the drunk?
Drunk Pete.
Yeah, Drunk Pete.
I'm telling you, that's our new nickname for him because
Drunk
if they're going to do that on the opposite end, we'll do it on our end.
Well, Trump took out his own, he put Tulsi Gabbard in.
Right.
And then when she didn't agree with him, he pulled her out, and then you got to put the yes man in.
It's so obvious, for God's sakes.
No, I know.
But apparently you can get away with it once you're
And
elected.
I like it now, his tweets or his truths or whatever he posts. Now he's signing them. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. In
what does
caps.
that tell you?
Yeah,
what does that tell you?
I'm
Poor
mad
man.
at Israel.
Yeah.
President Donald J. Trump. It's like, oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's so crazy. But, that's not the thing that's been happening in the foreground. In the meantime, all that other stuff has been going on, and it's coming to a head this week as we learn about RFK redefining vaccine safety. There's a man who should know.
Right.
He doesn't really. I miss Dr. Fauci. I would just want to say that.
Fauci.
God, I miss him.
Yeah.
But all that nonsense. And, people are telling him directly, there are kids that are going to die in other countries that we normally help with vaccines. That's just the simple truth of it.
Right.
Regardless of the politics and the money behind it, that's the simple truth. And that's what we got to hang on to. And we got to keep repeating. Right. Especially as we turn the corner. God, we couldn't do it soon enough into the midterm elections because there we go. There we see the real sentiment in the country out there. And I have a funny feeling it's not going to play well.
Well, we're only 6 months in.
Well, doesn't it feel like
Let
a
me
year and a
remind you
half?
of that.
I thought for sure it was a year and a half
Right.
in. That's what I feel like. But no, she's right. We're just getting started.
Just June.
Yeah, this is wild. Are you a podcast fan? If you are, you know who Mark Maron is. Mark Maron coined the phrase WTF with the WTF podcast, right? And if you've ever heard him, he's great. Well, he recently stepped down from doing his podcast. He said, that's enough of that. However, last week, I found an article about him, the title of which is Mark Maron Shreds the MAGA World Comedians with Just One Big Question. And he's talking about them. I hope all the anti-woke comics out there are happy about pushing all of this through. What he calls the American authoritarianism with a fully functioning fascist cultural apparatus. So the comedians bringing their guests from what do they call it? The Proud Boys group on the stage with them, or normalizing that kind of behavior and all this male toxicity. He's saying you get what you create, and guess what you've created? You've created a world. His description of it is pretty great. Hang on. I hope it was all worth it. He said, I hope you can now stop playing the victim and just enjoy the amazing lack of diversity and diminishment of our human rights and collective fear you've supported because it's here.
Yeah.
Wow. That's one comedian to another comedian saying there are consequences to what you do on stage. And that's just powerful when you think of all of that that's seeping into our culture. And we got to make sure that at least we know what we're watching.
I think, though, some of the definition of that toxicity is not recognizing your part in that. Like, I don't think any comedian who gave a platform to the Proud Boys is going to connect his behavior with bombing Iran,
of course not.
even though it's all related.
Right.
Right. I don't think those people don't receive the message. It's the other people that you hope receive the message when it gets worse and worse.
When you sit back and think about it all, I think it would be great to see it all in perspective, like to see where we are in the history of world events.
We're American. We don't do that.
Yeah, we don't. We don't reflect on our past because guess what? We're right back where we were. It's kind of like we're spinning around in another wheel.
And we were just here. It's not even like it was 300 years ago. Like we were just here. We were just afraid of Russia like 50, 20, 30 years ago. And now we're,
And with this weekend marking the 10th anniversary of having same-sex marriage being legalized in the country.
Yeah.
And again, challenged by at the Supreme Court level. We're waiting for a decision right in these next weeks. Wow.
If Roe v. Wade was any indication.
I started looking at a map. They published a map in the paper about, I still get the paper, about the states that will be affected by this. And there's like 5 states that you can go to. New York's one of them, of course. California is another one.
Yeah.
But surprisingly so, Wyoming. And that's because who would want to go to Wyoming? But I thought I might go there, giddy up, because first of all, if it's a great place, if you are worried about taxes, they don't have state income tax.
Very libertarian, right?
Yeah, they give you a lot of reasons to move there. And then if you go on Google Earth and look at what's there, that's why. Right. Yeah, when there's only one Albertsons in the entire town, that's a small place. So that's just one strange thing, though, about where we stand in the country at the moment. The party of retro, in a sense. President Pinocchio and the party of retro. Because it just seems like we're going backwards. We're losing all this stuff that we fought for. And why does it seem so important? And I've asked the question on the show before. Why is it important to feel this way now? Why is it important for us to go backwards now? Are we really threatening people with diversity and inclusion? Is it? Apparently
some people.
Yeah, but do they really understand?
No.
Because I think they're only responding to one word, right? They're responding to that word woke, that the president's hammered as if it's a bad thing. Right. To be diverse, to be inclusive, and to
you're
add
talking
a little
about
empathy.
white men that have been in power and they don't want to let go.
Right.
And they don't even recognize in themselves that because they're toxic, they don't have to be reflective. They don't have to recognize in themselves why they're guided by fear. People of color, like, I read somewhere that like people of color understand white people better than white people do because they have to function around them and to function safely. The same with women, right? Remember the whole bear, man, and would you rather than forest with a bear or a man? And the women said bear, and men were like, what are you talking about? Yeah, we're unsafe. You know what I mean? It's like, was news to them. And it was universal. It was universal. So being on top is not having to reflect. And being woke is saying your behavior affects other people.
Right.
And you need to put the energy into understanding that effect. Or you can just say, nah. Yeah. And strip those people of their rights. And then you don't have to worry about your standing. I mean, they ended DEI, and we have the people in charge are so unqualified. They ripped qualified people out of their positions without even questioning a DEI hire, just the assuming because you're of color that you're not qualified.
That you were,
right, which is
drives me nuts.
so rooted in racism. Yeah. And then they put a bunch of morons in office. Like now, after what, we got the gardener that's going to be in charge of national security or terrorist stuff, right? The 22-year-old gardener, and now we've just bombed Iran. How's that going to go, folks?
Well, I'll tell you, if you need a graphic image of
we're
all
normally more of a feel-good show than this,
and we'll get there
it's
again.
What's happening? It's what's happening.
If you, like I said, you want a good image of the whole week, they just paved over the Rose Garden, and right there, just the image of that.
Yeah. Paved paradise.
Because people's heels were sinking into the grass. That's the reason they gave to destroy all this history, right? And it was nice. And now it looks like they're going to put cars there. Maybe the Teslas are coming to park there again.
Put a charging station.
It's sad when it comes to it.
Yeah.
But what I always come back to is that when it comes down to the people, so when you're talking about a group, you can make a generalization. But when it comes down to the person, your neighbor versus me, or your neighbor versus another neighbor, and then it becomes personal. We're talking, let's just say same-sex marriage. People don't feel that, like, oh no, except for him, he's all right. We have that feeling amongst us as a country, which we need to bolster. We need to make sure that it's protected. And I'll tell you one thing, if you really want to know where that's happening, it's on our college campuses. I know they're trying to make you feel like they're learning all this anti-woke stuff, but they're not. They're actually more compassionate with each other, taking care of each other, and protecting each other. That's one thing I learned teaching there for 15 years. They really take care of each other in a great way. It's Mornings on the Beach, and we're going to take a little break here for a little bit of musical entertainment.
Yay.
So we can calm down. It's just like that, and we like to talk about it from our point of view, and that's what this show's about. You can get the news every place else, or
even when you don't want it.
Yeah, it'll come at you.
Yeah.
But here we're just going to be talking about how we feel, and how you feel hopefully will align with us. And for this first song that I picked today, Mike left us one that I thought was so fitting, and it is Bill Ward from Black Sabbath. He's got a new group out, and this is a song called "Bombers Can Open Bomb Bays." It's Mornings on the Beach, your Saturday, Sunday morning show. And on the show today, that was just Bill Ward with Bombers Can Open Bomb Bays, right there on Mornings on the Beach. Mike, who generally picks our music, is gone, so that's the only song he left. So the next 3 songs, we're going to take a wild card. But
we can sing a little something.
You could sing because you're going to be performing next week, right? You're going to be at Secret Island.
I will.
Yeah. Tell them about it.
I will be performing at Secret Island next week with the Long Beach Soul Collective. And we're also going to be broadcasting live starting at 7 o'clock on KLBP, which is pretty exciting, something we want to do more of. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to be involved and to be broadcasting. So it's super cool.
So on the bill, Philosophy is your MC, right?
Right.
Chad
Bishop and Acoustic Soul Express, C-Bone, and the Soul Shack Players.
And then you.
And me.
Are you going to sing? Or
No, I don't sing.
You don't
sing?
sing?
I have a story.
Oh, no
I'm
kidding.
I'm a storyteller and backed by a band. So
I can't wait.
In my fantasy, I'm Patti Smith.
Yeah. All right. Well, you'll hear it right here on KLBP. That's
live.
Wednesday, July 2nd, right here. The broadcast starts at 7. The show starts at 6:30. It's right next door to the studio, so you'll be, we are down below Shannon's Pub.
You can peek in the windows.
Yeah, check it out. It's a great place.
Yeah.
Have you eaten there yet?
I have. No,
Tell
and
me
it's
about
a fun
the food,
bar.
because if I'm going to be here for the concert, I want to know what I can order.
Well, it's bar food. It's bar food.
They make actually some pretty good bar food. I got to say, Shannon's Kitchens come out with some really good bar food.
And more importantly, you can get a drink in a fishbowl.
I got to find out.
A blue drink in a blue flavored drink in a fishbowl.
And I found out that Boomer, our mascot, is allowed there. So he's coming with.
He is?
Yes.
Oh.
I did not know. This is a law in California that dogs can be in a bar space. Right?
Oh.
I didn't know that.
I have a dog. Oh my gosh.
We're headed for Supermax.
Olive would love a tiki bar.
They've kept us out of the one here in downtown, but we just found out that that's California state law, so we're going to challenge it and take him in there.
There you go.
And all they have to do, if you ask you, by the way, is what service does the dog provide? And usually I just say, well, he keeps me sane.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll let me know when I'm going insane.
Right. I know it cracks me up when they say, "Oh, my dog's an emotional support animal." It's like, yeah, we call them dog. That's what they do.
One of the things that's happening in the next coming week, by the way, is what we just talked about. However, right now, today and tomorrow, the LA Design Festival is underway. And with us in studio today, we have one of the board of directors, and Sinnead Finnerty-Pine is with us to talk about what's going on with the LA Design Festival.
Yes.
I had to make sure I got the title right.
You got it. You got it right. And it actually is happening here in Long Beach.
Right.
So it is the LA Design Festival, but it is 4 different locations throughout LA. It's a regional festival, downtown LA, Pasadena, Culver City, and downtown Long Beach. So this is the second time we've done the festival. The first was 2 years ago. It's a biannual. And actually, the funny thing is we had about a month last time to plan for it. We were asked by actually the founding director of the festival, like, hey, do you guys want to do something, maybe like a little pop-up? And I just jumped on it. I was like, absolutely, yes. And I kind of had this idea that I didn't just want to do like a couple of talks or panels that are, at Studio 111, which is where I work. That's my actual
Your daytime job?
Daytime job is I am the director of marketing and special projects at Studio 111. And I'm also a big proponent and leader within the Downtown Long Beach Design District, which is something that was actually born out of the last LA Design
No
Festival.
kidding.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what happened was that we got this invitation about a month before. And I said, okay, let's make this something big. Let's leave a big mark. Let's tell people what's happening in Long Beach, and let's not be a satellite location. Let's be a hub. So I pulled together a few different organizations that were right within our neighborhood. Inner Trend, which is Creative Class Collective that does Long Beach walls. The LBMA downtown, which is just about a block away over on the other side of Long Beach Boulevard, and then also. Basically, yeah, and Studio 111. So we became this kind of little triangle of, just sort of support for each other within the neighborhood. I want to talk about the Downtown Long Beach Design District, that idea. So the Downtown Long Beach Design District was a way for me to get people to come to Downtown Long Beach. I just said, let's call ourselves a district. Let's just make that up and let's sort of like will it into existence. So
It's called manifesting.
Manifesting, yeah.
And she did.
Yeah. So we actually just started calling it that, and people were like, reaching out and saying like, where's this district? I can't find it online. I've been
The design
Googling
district,
it.
yeah.
So we created a Facebook and an Instagram account, and we just started posting, right? And then from there, we had the festival, and sort of realized that there were so many people that were yearning for something like this in our city. So we started a council. We pulled together a lot of great creatives in our neighborhood, and now we actually are a real thing. I think our whole idea is to sort of discover who's here already, connect people, and then attract more of that kind of energy and creative industry to the city. So we kind of see it as a way to maybe help elevate our city following COVID, following the fact that like a lot of industries left downtown, a lot of businesses left downtown. Yeah. So you don't have the same kind of workforce here. So our answer to that is bring in the creative industry, bring in the creative economy. It dovetails beautifully with the arts community and the entertainment community. So it's like it could be an entertainment district, an arts district, and a design district.
What kind of is those things? So already
it is.
So recognize it, name it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was the idea too. It was like, wait a second, we're not actually making this up. It's actually real. It's here.
Just tell people about it.
Just tell people about it. And I think like reconnect with one another because we sort of forgot how to do that. I think with COVID, we sort of like lost connections and forgot that we could like walk around our neighborhoods and like knock on doors. And as somebody said, wear out the leather on your shoes, like just getting to know who's there. And then people were so, it's like people were just craving this. And so we are actually, somebody described it as a design revolution that we're creating in the downtown. And we've had, all sorts of like workshops and discussions. And so the festival is once every 2 years. But prior to this, we've been holding quarterly art and design walks. We just had one a couple months ago. KLBP Radio popped up on the promenade.
She's a tornado because she sucked us right in, and now we're a part of this all, and we love it.
We should be.
Because it's a party on the street. It's just you're right about coming out of your house. We need to do that more. We want to encourage that.
Yes.
Well, and I think it's the only antidote to what we're going through on the big picture is just to pull in small and to lean into art and to each other.
Yeah. So today and tomorrow, what will people see when they come out?
So the festival started on Thursday with a soft launch, and we had a number of amazing exhibitions that people can go see in the downtown. We had a fantastic, I don't know if you guys have been to that new restaurant, Midnight Oil, which is on the corner.
I just found out about it.
Yes, it's a Chinese apothecary style bar and restaurant right on the corner of Long Beach Boulevard and 3rd. It used to be Rose Mallows.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. I just rode past it today.
Yes.
And I was like, I just noticed it.
I have a friend that just got a job there, so that's how I found out about it.
Yeah.
And we're going to go eat there.
Fantastic. So their owner has a couple of other restaurants throughout Orange County and opened up this concept here in Long Beach, and it's got this amazing, a couple of speakeasies that are like very specifically designed. One looks like a opium den. The other one looks like something from The Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Wow.
The restaurant is just fantastic.
Oh, we're getting so hip
I was
down
going to
here.
say, we got to get in there.
Yeah. So essentially he had this amazing cocktail and it was a cocktail and dumpling making class.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Which was so fun. It was amazing. Yeah. So
it's another live broadcast.
So if you want to find out where all that's happening, they could find it online. I know I saw it online.
Yes, everything is on the LA Design Festival website. Many things you do need to actually RSVP for, and Eventbrite is the place to do it, but you can get that link through the LA Design Festival website. Tonight, which is tonight, Saturday, is a design dinner at Chez Bacchus that's curated by James Tier, who is of LB Food Coma. I don't know if you know that guy.
I do.
But yeah, he's amazing. And that's actually sold out, unfortunately.
I was just going to ask him.
That's sold out.
But I know people.
Yes, that's true. But tomorrow we have an exhibition called, actually we have a 2-museum tour. It's called the Echoes of the Ancestors. It is at Pi-Am, so the Pacific Island Ethnic Art Museum, and then also just walk across the street to MOLA, and they have an amazing exhibition by Betsabe Romero that was part of the Venice Biennale, actually. So that's a fantastic exhibition.
No
There's still a bit of space left in that, but it's practically sold out. And then in the afternoon, 3 o'clock, Taco Shop Poetry with Adolfo Guzman Lopez. And he's actually an amazing radio guy. Do you know Adolfo?
I don't, but you said tacos. So
It's going to be at Sonora Town, which is another fantastic business. If you haven't been to Sonora Town, oh my God.
It's our favorite.
Delicious.
It's one of our... I'm on the website right now. It's lafestival.org.
LAdesignfestival.org, yes.
And you'll find out all about it. I'm looking at it here now. Yeah, there's so much going on.
Yeah.
So a couple of other exhibitions I just want to bring your attention to. So one is called Shifting Tides, the Evolution of the Long Beach Waterfront, which is at Studio 111. So you can kind of look at like past, present, and future scapes ideas about what the LA waterfront can be once oil goes away and how we can imagine those oil islands off the coast. That's by an amazing designer named Nathan Amundsen. We also have a really cool exhibition over at the Acres of Books, which I don't know if you guys have been there recently.
Oh, yeah.
I have,
but
yeah.
We've been doing some pop-up exhibitions in that space, and
It's such a neat way that they used that space.
I wish they would keep using it that way. Don't put a store in there. Keep using it.
Yeah.
I know.
It's awesome.
It would be amazing if somebody could purchase that like an institution, and it could just be like an ongoing exhibition space, because it's a really amazing space.
Yeah.
in the
Good
city.
thought.
Yeah. So it's actually a designer named Kevin Sherrod, and he's looking at like the design festival. By the way, the theme is design futurism. So everything's either looking to the past for the answers into the future, or it's looking way ahead into the future. And so his is about like the distribution systems of food and what that's going to look like in the future. So they're going to have a whole amazing exhibition over there, and it will be sort of immersive, and there'll be a podcast and all sorts of food-related design solutions and ideas will be presented. Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you so much for coming by and being with us and letting us know what's going on in the show. And so much is going on, and we want to remain partners with y'all over there. And,
Absolutely.
And it's we're all about downtown Long Beach, so we're behind you 100%.
Awesome.
And if we could just work on the blocks between Broadway
Yes.
and 5th, because then the sign that is at 5th that says Downtown Historic District, it's all part of a historic
We have
district.
a lot to do, a lot of work to do. But
Yeah.
we want, if you are a designer, if you're creative in the downtown, please reach out to us because we're sort of mapping the city with the creative community.
Yeah.
And we want to know who you are. And there's, people that we want to come out of the woodwork and join us.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
We're amongst those people that want to come
Yes.
out of the woodwork, actually come out from underground.
right.
But wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's Mornings on the Beach with Danny and Melanie. Mike's on vacation. In the meantime, though, I want to play a song. And this song, by the way, you've probably heard before. It's a tune from ABBA. But what I didn't realize was the lyrics are about not giving in, about resisting. So if you haven't heard it in this way before, listen to the lyrics of Chiquitita by ABBA. It's a wonderful song when you talk about how you stand up for your rights. And
Oh, whenever I listen to Chiquitita, I always start with, okay, we're going to sway starting on the left.
it's funny.
Right?
I found out about it on their documentary when they talk about what this song really means and, why it was so important for them to get it out there. So that's great. That's ABBA with Chiquitita right here on Mornings on the Beach. Danny Limos
Melanie Ray.
and Mike Stark is in the Atlantic somewhere.
Yep, listening to music.
On vacation.
Baking
He'll
in
be
the
back-
sun.
He'll be back next week for our holiday special. Of course, 4th of July is what we're talking about.
Okay, I'm Melanie Ray. I want to bring in a dear friend of mine who has a show that he wants to promote, and he's a known guy about town, Doyle Smiens.
Hey,
Hey, what's
Welcome to
going
the show.
on?
thank you. Happy to be here.
Well, let's start with your show.
All right.
And then we'll work backwards.
Okay.
So tell us a little about what's coming up.
My show is called Paper Bag Confessions, and I'm going to be performing at the Fullerton Museum this Saturday, the 28th at 1 p.m. Well, the beer garden opens at 1.
Right, that's the important part.
Yeah.
Thanks for leading with the important details.
Come and get a cocktail. The show will be better when you have a few.
Everything's better.
So that's coming up, and the show is my coming out story. And I've been doing it for about 6 years now. Done it several locations in Southern California. Went to the Atlanta Fringe Fest, Hollywood Fringe Fest, Santa Monica Binge Fest.
Wow.
So I've been doing it a few places, and I'm going to keep trying to promote the show and see how many places I can go with it.
You've been
So-
fringing and binging.
Yeah.
So you put the show on its feet, so to speak,
Yeah.
yourself. So from the beginning to this performance today, what would the difference? Like, are you less nervous? Are you more confident?
Yes and no. Less nervous, more confident, no. Because each time you step out on stage,
Right.
that audience, hopefully, has not seen the show. And it's a whole new group of people, so they don't know. So you can't rest on your laurels. I have to go out there and give them the best performance that I can give. In terms of content, I've made a few minor changes, but nothing major. And I worked on the show with Ann Wellman. I think you both know.
We
Of
all
course.
know Ann.
Yeah.
We've all performed there.
Yeah, and Ann helped me write the show, and she directed the show, and actually she's going to come on Saturday too.
Fantastic.
So that's the show has been pretty steady in its evolution.
That's wild.
Yeah.
How did you get started? Is that what you set out to do in your life?
No, actually,
I didn't think so.
hardly. I have always been in theater in high school and college, and then when I was married, I had a hiatus there, raising a family, working through, push the arts to the side. But when I was on my own again, I decided I wanted to try. So I auditioned for a show at the Long Beach Playhouse. And I got 2 parts. They were small parts. And I was backstage one night, and I was thinking, you know what? I'm tired of being another character. I think I got something to say. So that kind of came into my mind. And then I started thinking about, well, what do I have to say? And then it came to me about my own coming out story. Because for those of us who, like me, or even not like me, who've been in the closet, who had a hard time coming out, I felt like I wanted to share my story, share the trials and struggles and triumphs that I've experienced. And at the end of the day, hopefully people leave feeling encouraged. You can go through some crap, but you can still stand on
Wow,
your feet.
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to ask you so many questions.
Okay. Go.
However, because I've been on stage as a stand-up comic, I know there's a special space when you're on stage.
Yeah.
But I also read an article online about you and what you discovered in being in front of a live audience and why that's important.
Yeah. There's a synergy that happens. When I stand backstage and I hear the conversations that are happening, the hubbub of the crowd, it gives me this feeling of wanting to connect. And then you step out, the lights come up, if there's a lighting person, if not, you step out on the stage and there's that moment. And before you begin, I take it all in, and then I start to talk. And then I realize that I can connect with the audience, and I try to bring people in, open my heart, and bring people into my story. And that kind of synergy is something that's, for me, it feels so amazing to know that I can make a connection with people.
Yeah. It's definitely what I felt being a stand-up. However, you're always worried they're not going to laugh right away.
Yeah.
Something else on the line there. But I understand what you're speaking. It just makes me, it's exciting to get in front of a room full of people, whether or not you're a stand-up, a performer. Maybe you just give speeches at your company. But getting in front of a group, there's something about it if you connect.
I think there's that additional bravery of telling your own story versus somebody else's lines.
Yeah. That's absolutely true.
You know, because you're really putting your vulnerability out there. It makes it easier to connect with you.
Because Anne asked me right from the very beginning when we started working on it, why tell the story? Why do you want to tell the story? And so to get clarity about why you want to share something. And it is true, because I'm saying, here's the clothesline. Let me hang all my dirty laundry up.
Yeah.
And you can take a look at all of it. And, and then you can see the stuff that I experienced and that I went through. And that does take some courage. And I never really thought about it that way until a friend of mine said, well, you're courageous. And I said, well, how so? And he said, well, to get up there and say the things that you say and to share the story that you share, that takes courage.
Once you connect, what are some of the things that people have said to you, like after the show?
Sometimes I get questions, because when you're telling a story that spans several years, it's sometimes difficult. I have to pick and choose. So they'll ask for clarification things, but other times people have said, thank you for sharing. You don't know how it impacted me. People will sometimes send me an email afterwards and say, I have a friend who was closeted or who is closeted and is really struggling. So just that kind of conversation about encouraging others, which is what I really hope when Anne is asking me the question about why tell the story, to let people see into my life, but then also to be encouraged, to be inspired, to live your authentic self. Because when you're not, it's a rather dull existence.
Well, and torturous.
Torturous. That's a great word,
wild.
Mel. A great word. Yeah. And so I tortured myself long enough.
That's wild. Yeah. You know, I've done a one-man show.
Okay.
It's a lot of work.
I want to do one.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
No
I
doubt.
did it for like 6 weeks, put all the money I had into it, opened, did a great night, right? And then this woman from HBO showed up.
Oh.
And she said, if you could run this for 6 more weeks, it was costing me like $1,000 a night. I couldn't do that.
Oh.
Yes.
Where did you perform it?
It was right on Sunset Boulevard in Silver Lake. Theater's gone now.
Oh.
But I forget what it's called, actually. But it was right next to El Compadre restaurant.
Yeah.
Right there on Silver Lake Boulevard. And it was Chewy's Choice. My character from Kiss FM radio during the 80s was about to get engaged to his old lady, and it was the choice that she made and he made, and the whole thing goes back and forth. First time I ever performed as a drag character in front of my parents.
Oh, wow.
It was really weird, but it was good, a lot of fun. But listening to you talk now, I think I want to get that thing dusted off again, see if I can bring it back.
There's so many interesting venues around. So what's the venue for tonight's show in Fullerton?
It's at the Fullerton Museum. They actually did a remodel at the museum, and they have a room called the Wilshire Room. It's a beautiful stage, beautiful auditorium. About 50 people can be seated in there. It's a lovely little performance area, and they were kind enough to invite me to perform.
That's wild. How do people find out more if they've heard us and say, I want to go watch?
Go to the FullertonMuseum.com, and then you can find, if you scroll down, you'll see the link to my show, and you just scan. Otherwise, show up.
Okay.
I don't think we're sold out. I'd love to sell out, but
the name of the show, just in case they're looking.
Paper Bag Confessions.
That's wild. It's so great.
Yeah.
It's inspiring, no matter what.
It is.
And is this something you're going to take on tour now?
Well, that's what I've been trying to do. I've been reaching out to LGBTQ centers because I feel like that's my my crowd, and I'm trying to work with them. I'd love to work with the local center here in Long Beach. I'm trying to get an in there. I've had contact with the Orange County one, so I'm actually looking all across the United States, but because of recent situations with funding.
Oh, wow.
And funding cuts.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
Right back around.
And so they're,
That's wild.
they're reluctant to pay for the cost of transportation
Yeah, of
and
course.
housing and all of that stuff. I always say, I'm happy to share my story, and if it can help build the community, I don't need to make a lot of money. I'd love to, but I don't need to if you can cover that cost. But a lot of them right now are struggling. And so I'm looking at the idea of maybe try to partner with them and do something like a fundraiser. So, if we could figure out a way to generate some revenue for them.
Absolutely. She's going to start a story show again.
Yes.
Melanie had a show on the air here at one time doing stories.
Yeah.
With Ann, right?
Yeah.
I think you ought to
you were on
feature.
it.
I was on it.
Yeah, Doyle was on it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, take that.
That's how
or
I
do
know
a
all
new
these
one.
people. Yeah.
Let's do a YouTube clip, put that up on, and get you a GoFundMe to travel you. That'd be awesome. Raise your own money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we fantastic.
Grassroots.
It really is. It's
Yeah.
a way to go.
I think it's the only way to do
and
it
it's
now.
so wonderful to have you come and tell us what's going on. Are you, when you're now famous, are you going to have diva tendencies?
Absolutely not. That's not me.
Oh, come on. You can have a couple.
A couple.
You can have a couple.
Can I have bottled water?
There you go. There you
A bottle
go.
of water, please.
No.
Well, thank you so much
Yes.
for coming by and doing our show.
Yes.
Melanie, one more time, go ahead and you want to just give information about the show.
Oh, this is Doyle Smiens. His show's at Fullerton Museum Saturday night.
Saturday
Look him up.
afternoon.
Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, 1:00. So you don't ruin your Saturday night plans. Just come in the afternoon.
Now, if I don't see you on Saturday, the show
Yeah.
airs on Sunday. So I'm listening on Sunday. Can I find you online somewhere? It's like clips of you on YouTube?
There are some clips on YouTube. They're from the Long Beach Community Theater.
Oh, great.
So if you look up
We'll
Doyle
find
Smiens on YouTube, I should come up.
Smell.
Smell.
Smell Smines.
Well,
I smell Smiens. Or is that yours?
Because it's not a normal spelling. So.
it is not. It's SMIENS.
All right, look him up.
And I always say it's not yours, but it's Smiens.
Ah, there we go. We'll never forget that
Yeah.
now. That's great.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
by.
Thanks,
Doyle.
Wonderful.
Happy to be here.
And happy birthday, by the way.
Wait a minute.
Just
wait
had a
minute.
big birthday.
Awesome. Well,
Thank you.
This ought to make you happy. And it's
Yeah.
the word this past week, I don't know if you heard about it, about the wonderful Hetero Awesome Fest, it was called.
Oh, my
Yes.
God.
It was held in Idaho.
I saw the pictures.
Did you see that?
10
Yes.
people.
40. Let's
Oh,
be fair.
40.
Oh, 40.
I showed up. They had set up for probably 500.
Oh, my word.
That's sad. But in some ways, you got what you deserved.
Yep.
It was the parade. Like
They're
it was
trying-
like the military parade version, only in a festival.
And for those
Right?
those idiots out there that think that straight people need their own pride, the reason we have it is because we were so put on for so long, right?
Yeah.
And we needed something like that.
Right.
You've never needed that if you're a straight person. So
never.
Yeah. So go away.
Yeah.
So go away. You're
I'm glad
boring
they did.
anyway. Go ahead. I challenge you to compare images from Pride
Yeah.
to
And-
images from straight awesomeness.
We mentioned before, this is the 10th anniversary of us having same-sex marriage. It's currently under a challenge at the Supreme Court. So I thought this would be the perfect song to play, which is also 10 years old. Same Love, Macklemore and Ron
Oh,
Lewis.
I love this
yes.
song.
Mary
me
Lambert.
too.
Me too.
Yes. You know what? I did this song and I used it as part of a storytelling thing. It was from the Long Beach Community Theater called On the Magic of Music.
Wow, it's such a great song.
Yeah, it is
and I thought totally
beautiful.
appropriate for today.
Thank you.
Here on Mornings on the Beach with Danny Lemos right here.
Melanie Ray?
And Mike Stark's on vacation. He'll be back with us next week for our holiday weekend show, 4th of July weekend. But this part of the show, we always trying to find a story that makes you happy and it can make you feel good. And this is a kind of a weird twist on it. It's a first-person story I found on HuffPost.com. And it is the why I got arrested with other veterans to protest Trump. But it's not about the protest. So basically, he got together with some veteran groups, decided he wanted to do something, got on Facebook, got together with a group, went to protest in D.C. recently. And he got arrested. But he said the most amazing thing that happened to him when he got arrested was the young guy doing the arresting. So he said, there we were. I was getting arrested for the first time in my life. It was going great. if you want to say getting arrested is
It's
going
part
great,
of
but
it.
it's going
Yeah.
smoothly.
Yeah.
And he said, I knew that I'd be back out once I posted bail, so I wasn't worried. But then he said the most traumatic thing was looking into the face of the young guy who was 20 years old that was arresting him,
Yeah.
shaking with fear.
Right.
He said
Oh, that's
he didn't
terrifying.
want to be there. I certainly didn't want to be in shackles in front of him. But my heart went out to this guy who was doing a job that he didn't want to do. He didn't,
Right.
And he said he was down his brow, sweat was pouring. He was nervous. He was scared to death. You
a
don't think
kid.
about it. Yeah, he's a kid.
It's a kid.
And that's something else.
Well,
So-
it's traumatizing everybody. Being, being watching it, being on either side of it. It's awful.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's one of those things, but to find those little lights in moments like that.
Humanity.
And to see, wow, it's humans to humans. Once again, I always bring it back to that.
Yeah.
Because when you're next to your neighbor, you tend not to fight with them.
Exactly.
But if they ain't around and you can get on one of these social media platforms and just barrage somebody with information and you don't have to worry about any kind of responsibility.
Exactly.
But getting out in the community, talking to your neighbors about the things that concern you. You know, whether it's crazy people on the street. That's my thing in Long Beach. It's like, what do we do? I don't want to, first, don't get crazy with them,
right?
As I have before in the past.
Yeah.
Don't do that. If you can, leave them be. They're hurting enough.
Yeah.
But there are resources. And finding out more about those resources, if you can do that, just start Googling. You know, instead of getting on Facebook, start Googling about what services are in Long Beach for people that are homeless.
Yeah.
Right.
And what are the barriers? California is going to erect temporary housing again to try to get people into a full-time plan. The problem in the past was it was only a stopgap during COVID. It wasn't continued housing. So that program just got funded in the state of California. So we're going to see a lot more new housing being built for people that'll stay temporarily till they get a place to live full-time. That's the good news, right? The bad news, once again, it's hard to ID all these people on the street, especially if all their possessions have been taken away from them in a raid.
Yeah.
You know? So there's all of that. But it's about just getting in front of your fellow Long Beach, Wilmington, or San Pedro citizens,
right,
and figuring out together what to do. And if you can't, well, join us here next week. Right here, we'll let you know on 4th of July special what you can do, and also what's up for next week. We'll get to that. In the meantime, that's all the time we've got today. So I'm so glad you came in, Doyle.
Thank you so much for having me.
And Melanie, thank you for being here. And Mike, wherever you are, I hope the food's good.
Floating along.
Although I did see the Netflix documentary this week called Poop Cruise. And if you haven't, don't do it after you eat.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we'll talk to you guys next week. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye now.